At the age of 5, I watched my mother get shot and her boyfriend murdered right in front of me. We spent time in a federal witness protection program until that trial was over and the culprits were convicted. The maniac murderer was my mom's uncle, my great uncle. And because we are family, they tried to get her to lie and say that it was self-defense. Well, law enforcement usually knows what goes on before they even ask you, so she was convicted of perjury. And we spent time in a prison for women with children. Most people don't even know that those exist, but they do, and we did. And if that wasn't enough, once we were released from there, we suffered our series of instability, alcohol abuse, drug addiction, and just a series of moving around, ups and downs, and insecurities. And in case I forgot to mention it, my mom was pregnant at the time that she got shot. So think about it. What does all of that do to a child? Well, I wrote a book about it. Want to hear it? Here it goes. I wrote this book, A Child's Memories of Cartoons and Murder, because I felt like maybe if we started having the conversation about what gun violence does to young people, maybe we would, stop. If we had a conversation about what happens to a woman and what happens to her child when they experience violence during pregnancy. I thought if we talked about it, we would figure out a way to start coming up with solutions, or at least cut it down some. Wow, was I wrong? Since I wrote this book, since I've started talking about it and others have started talking about ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, it's gotten worse. Now, we've become a people that are obsessed about others being racist and showing hate towards us as we continue to show it towards each other. Now, I know some of you are going to say, well, we can talk about statistics and, people get shot by people that are closest to them. But here's my thing. Fuck statistics. I get tired of people throwing up statistics about the violence that happens to Black people from Black people as a way to excuse it. Because when people usually tell us something we can't do, it doesn't matter what the statistics say. We do exactly the opposite. When they say Black folks don't come out and vote. Oh, here we go. We come out and vote in masses. But when we get to talking about gun violence, all of a sudden, there's too many excuses to come up with solutions. I'm going to give you some statistics and let you read some things. Black Americans die from gun violence nearly 2.4 times the rate of white Americans. On average, more than 12,400 Black people die from gun violence every year, with 15,548 such deaths in 2021 alone, the highest number on record. Firearm homicides rose 61% from 2018 to 2021. The vast majority of gun deaths among Black Americans are gun homicides, and Black Americans make up the majority of gun homicide victims in the United States. In fact, 83% of all gun deaths among Black Americans are gun homicides. Gun violence is also the leading cause of death for Black children. In 2021, Black children were nearly 13 times more likely to be killed in a gun homicide than white children. This country wants to blame everything on mental illness, but no one's doing anything to stop mental illness from being on the rise. At least for our communities, we can do that. But instead, we'd like to make excuses on why we can't do that. Yes, racism is a problem. It causes its own set of issues. But while we're running around here worried about how someone else feels about us, we need to be worried about how we feel about us and how we feel about our young people and their future. We are over-medicated, undertreated, and under-cared for. We got daddies that ain't in the home, mamas running around here trying to be their daughter's friends instead of parenting them. Listen, we ain't gentle parenting people. We parent our children. We raise our kids to be respectful and respectable. And I don't understand how we have lost what has culturally been what has held us together. I don't care about the police liking us. I don't care about white people liking us. We need to start liking us. We need to start taking better care of ourselves and each other and our youth, because these numbers are out of control and there's no excuse for it. The lack of action in our community, that's on us. Just like the ability to be able to rise above has always been on us. So why now all of a sudden we can't do that because statistics say so? Yeah, so I'm just not with the bullshit, because I know we can do better than what we're doing. And shout out to Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and Vice President Kamala Harris, who back then served as a DA and helped keep this menace locked up. While most of my friends were enjoying their college life, what they didn't know I was doing was writing letters and sending videos to keep him in prison. So thank you to Victim Services. Thank you to those that had the authority to keep him off the streets. Now, I don't want to see black men in jail and locked up. I don't want to see them dead either. But the only people that can really fix this, that can change this trend, is us. It's on us.